Welcome into the era of AI. Hello there and welcome back. So let's go and build our first GPT, which is a business or brand logo designer. It will be a GPT specialized in creating of logos. So where do we start? Well, we start by chatting with our ChatGPT builder by telling it precisely what we're trying to build. So we will say, I am building a brand logo designer. And you can just stop at that and hit the enter button. What that will do is it will basically trigger the GPT builder to give you some messages. Now, because I've used the GPT builder so many times, I suspect it will start giving us some names that we might consider for our brand logo designer, GPT. It also might suggest a logo. So here it started out by saying for your brand logo designer, GPT, I suggest the name Logo Craft. So I want to say, no, change it to something else. Now, I didn't like the name, Logo Craft. Change it to something special and add a marketing touch. Because it's all about marketing, and mostly, even with apps, an app that doesn't have a beautiful name that people can be impressed by, mostly they will not like it. So now I said, no, change it. Now, okay, so it didn't quite pick up on my message, I think. So let me just do it again. Okay, it did pick up. Okay, so it was just quite slow. That maybe is a glitch. Okay, so how about brand aestet? No, not really good. Not really. I'm gonna say, make it fancy. Right, I want a fancy name for my GPT. So, okay, so I'm gonna say no. It's a brand logo designer. Make sure to stick up to it and give it a special brand name. Right? So let's just try again. Now don't think that you're talking to a human, because most cases people can think they're talking to a human. Now let me regenerate. By the way, it can do that. So even if it gives you that problem, don't worry, because this is in draft mode. Logo luminary. All right, so for this one, I think it's quite good. So I'm going to say, okay, go on. Now design a logo for our brand or for our GPT. Okay, so I just mistakenly wrote GT, not GPT. I can just pause and go back. All right, so it didn't pause, but it's okay. It understood the point. So now it is in the process of generating a picture, a custom GPT picture for our logo designer. Now, the reason it's able to do this is because it has access to DALL-E 3. And DALL-E 3 is what ChatGPT uses to design such images. So as you can see, it's generating the profile picture. I can just wait a second. All right, so I refreshed because it was going through a loop. So here what I'm going to say is generate a logo for our GPT. All right, so it's going to generate a logo for our GPT. By the way, if you look on the right-hand side, you can see there are some questions that were generated by default, such as, can you suggest a logo for my bakery? I need a minimalist logos. Any ideas? What colors would work for a tech startup logo? We can, now these are called conversation starters. We can change them later. Don't worry about it. But as you can see right now, it has designed this logo, which doesn't really convey that we are logo experts. To be honest, it could be a logo. I don't know what it means, but to me, the way I see it right now, I'm not impressed by it. And as George St. Pierre would say, I'm not impressed by your performance, or by ChatGPT's performance in this case. So what I'm going to say, I need the logo to be vibrant and to convey the message that we are experts. Make it something to remember. And in the meantime, it's basically generating the logo. Now, we're not going to stop here, right? So because we have to still provide it with much more details. Because the reason why I'm telling you this, because when you're building a GPT, you have to take into consideration the fact that you're dealing with a human. And so basically, when we are creating a GPT, okay, so here, let me just pause this because it just didn't get my question. I need to I need to go back to it. But like I said, when we're building a GPT, you have to take into consideration that different people think differently. And so we need to do as much research about these people as possible and to provide a GPT with as much information as possible, because we don't want people to use a GPT and have a very poor experience, after which they will hate us. They will say, that GPT was stupid. It didn't get anything from what I wanted it to do. So we need to put some effort to create our GPT. So here I'm just going to put back the question. And instead of saying I need the logo, I need you to redesign the logo for our GPT to be vibrant and to convey the message. So I'm going to send the message again. And right now it's going to proceed. The GPT builder is going to proceed by generating the image. All right, so this is the new logo. To be honest with you, I don't like it. So I'm going to say, I don't like it, not even one bit. Make it fancy and special, and add an AI touch to it. Now this one, I mean, it's not bad, but it's just, to me, the way I look at it, it's just a couple of colors and circles, and it doesn't tell people anything. All right, so we need the logo to be much more powerful, because the logo is everything. To be honest with you, the logo for a brand is the first thing people see. And so if the logo is not up to expectations, then basically everything else we do will just not be not do anything, right? So we only have a couple of things to make a first impression: the name and the logo. So right here, this is not too bad. GPT Fancy Special, I think this one is good. So I'm going to say, okay, go with it. All right. And so now we need to put ourselves in the mind of people that want to generate logos. So the first question I'm going to ask the GPT is, what are the best questions that we can ask someone who wants to create a logo in order for us to create the perfect logo for that person? Now, the profile picture for logo luminary said it's been updated with the new. Now, seems to be some error. Let me refresh. All right, hopefully the logo was updated before I refreshed. If not, then I think I'm just going to have to move on. All right, so it didn't refresh it. So I'm going to say, yes, redo the logo for our GPT and make it fancy and AI-like, and use no text. Okay, so it will redesign it. And normally when it redesigns the logo for us, it will ultimately put it instead of this one. But now we can move to the ultimate question, which is what questions are best? Okay, so first of all, I need to say, okay, it is updating it. So normally the new logo, okay, so I'm going to say, okay, the logo is added. Perfect. Now let's say, for instance, what are the best questions to ask our GPT users when they are creating the logo through our custom GPT, right? So it will brainstorm to us a couple of questions that we best ask to people when they would like to create the GPT with us. Now, of course, there is this video in which we're going to complete the GPT, and in the next video, we're going to test the GPT. So create, test, create, test. This is how we're going to do it for the rest of the GPTs as well. So, okay, so it says to effectively assist users in creating logos with custom GPT, you should ask these questions: brand identity, target audience, color preferences, design style, logo usage, competitor logos, key elements, typography preferences, logo inspiration. Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, whenever people ask you to design a logo, make or ask them these questions, but just keep it simple, okay? So now, anytime we ask ChatGPT or this GPT a question, what it will do, it will ask us these questions, and it will only start generating the logo after we give it the answers. So right now, it is working in the back end, updating the GPT. Now, the only thing I think would be interesting here is to go and to basically update the questions that are asked by default, such as what's your brand theme, do you have any color preferences, and so on and so forth. But I think from what I can see here, these questions are good. Now, if you want to update them, you only need to ask ChatGPT to update them by the GPT builder by asking it, can you update the questions? And if you have any specific questions in mind, I can show you. You can click on the configure button right here, and you can just click on the X or just basically change these conversation starters. You can also all the time change the instructions for the GPT, and you can change the description, and you can even change the name, and you can even scroll down here and upload some files. If you have maybe some books on video on logo design, or maybe some PDF files on logo design that you want to give it. So in my case, I would like to go to ChatGPT nonetheless, and I'm going to ask it to provide me with some links to some PDFs about perfecting design. Now, this can only be done using GPT-4, or because GPT-4 browses the web, or I have another option, you can search on Google quite directly. So I'm going to say suggest the best PDF or free PDF about logo design that I can use to provide the custom GPT builder. All right. So here it will go ahead and it will provide that. Now, in the same time, I've updated the logo. Updated the logo's luminary behavior. Now, whenever users ask for logo design assistance, it will ask a simplified set of questions. Okay, so I'm going to say, what more would you need for a better user experience interface? So now what I'm asking it is, what do you think we should do more and we should add more to this GPT to make it much better than it is right now? Okay, so to enhance the user experience for logo luminary, consider the following additions. Incorporate a feature that allows users to upload a select visual examples of logos they like. Okay. Interactive design elements. Implement an interactive element where users can choose from a range of design elements like colors, fonts. Feedback loop. Create a system where users can provide feedback, the design suggestion. Okay, so what I can do is I can say add all of the above. And so it will add all of the above to the GPT. So now what it will do, it will provide people with a feature that allows them to upload a logo they like, maybe if they want to upload it as I would say, as something for inspiration. In the meantime, here we have some link, 99 design free logo ebook. Okay, so it is providing me with some links. Now let me click. Okay, so here it's forbidden to go for some reason. Okay, let me try the next one. Click. Okay, so here, this is how to design a logo for beginners, a free worksheet, and so on and so forth. Now, this is not an ebook, it's a link. But what I can do, I can provide the ChatGPT with this link, even though I'm not going to, because I'm going to go to Google, right? So I don't need ChatGPT for this. So I'm going to say best logo design ebook for experts. Right, experts, and there are a couple of PDFs that we can find, probably even some links. Best logo design, best logo design, best logo design, top books. Now, let me go to the top, best logo design ebooks. Okay, I hope that there's no pro versions, because I just want something for free. All right, so most of these are on Amazon, so these are affiliate websites, which I'm not really interested in. I'm going to say free ebooks. I'm going to add that. Free ebook PDFs. I'm going to add the PDF word as well there so that we can only have PDFs. Download free ebook, logo design. Okay, let me click this. Logo book. Get this book. I don't trust this. They're going to go out. This one is already a PDF. All logos. This book was designed by Design Action Collective. WP content. Okay. So now this might be a book that we want to add. Okay. All right. I think this is pretty interesting. So I'm going to download this book right here. It's 44 pages. I just want to show you that you can upload resources to help the GPT builder. Now it is updating the GPT right now. So it updated it, which is good. We're gonna go to configure, and right here, we're going to go and upload a file. And the file should have the PDF, which we have just downloaded right now. So there you go. You can upload multiple files if you want. You can upload as many ebooks as possible if you want to. And for actions, I'm not going to go there right now. I'm just going to go back to create. And I'm just going to say, okay, the GPT is now complete. Thank you. All right, thank you. All right, so now we've finished with the GPT. I'm going to hit the button. And before, we need to go and publish our GPT. So in order to publish the GPT, now I know you can't see it because I'm using this extension, but just try to hover over this and click on that green button like this and make it public, all right? Anyone with the link, I'm just going to say everyone, public to everyone, and confirm. So right now, our GPT has been officially published, not on the GPT store, but it has been published. So it could be considered for the GPT store. If you want to find your GPTs, you can click on the Explore feature, or you could just find them right here. But if you have a lot, you click on the Explore feature, and you'll find all the GPTs that you've built. And you can click on that specific GPT, and you can start the process of talking to it, designing the logos. In the next lecture, we're going to go ahead and test our GPT and see if it's really capable of designing some incredible logos by basically answering its questions. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Keep learning, keep mastering all of the AI tools.